Stirring the pot and nibbling cheese with St. Anne's, a sassy cheese channel that's changing the world one nibble of cheese at a time.
Today on our Cheese Nibble News, we're going to talk about the renovations of the new cheese studio, give you some ideas to elevate your cheese game. If you're thinking that stirring the pot is full of gossip or political animosity, you need to keep on swiping through because this is not the channel for you. The studio, it always starts with my grandparents. That is Grandpa Charlie, and his wife was Anna. That's partly where St. Anne's cheese gets its name. Everything in the cheese studio sort of has its roots with Grandma Anna and Grandpa Charlie. Big farm to fork family. Some of the other things, this is fake cheese. A lot of children ask me, is this a real cheese? Because they're used to processed cheese squares. It comes as a surprise to many people that actually we make most of our cheese in wheels. Usually on a day for cheese, get up early. I'm a big news junkie. There is agricultural news. I know most of you maybe don't look at that. There's foodie news, certainly of how to make recipes and do things. This is an article that has captured my mind. Shout out to the Dayton Daily News. This was by Julia Moskin of the New York Times, and the headline is Got Weird, Milk is Headed for Its Strangest Year. In 2024, U.S. consumption of whole milk rose by 3.2%, only the second increase since the 70s. For dairy milk to be growing at all, that's just enormous news. So plant milks, we've heard a lot about plant beverages, I would probably prefer to say, because you can't milk an almond. Plant milks create a lot of noise. There's a lot of buzz with those. From a traditional cheesemaker, we really like cows, goats, and sheep. So to see plant beverages lose ground because they're expensive, they have a long list of ingredients. This is where we stir the pot just a little bit. They have a lot of sweeteners, emulsifiers, and stabilizers. So that puts them actually into a category of ultra-processed food. In Ohio, as we don't grow any cashew or almond tree, that has to come from California or overseas. For one almond to grow, it will take 7 years, to get a nut. And then shipping, wowza, we all know how freaking expensive it is to get our products from one place to another. This article really talks about milk being a superfood packed with probiotics and enzymes and wellness. So raw milk is another stirring the pot type of concept, but it also could possibly contain salmonella, E. coli, campylobacter, and listeria. Those are ones we don't want. You would get very sick. And in Ohio, we have been very blessed to have a team from the beginning when the cows are grazing, after we get the milk, so many lines that we do testing along the way before we even get to making cheese. And finally, raw milk is part of the return to nature. A+ article. It is Mardi Gras. And I am pairing crawfish and cheese. Crawfish is coming back. To pair the crawfish in the quiche, it's been a little more tricky than I thought. We're gonna use frozen crawfish from Eunice, Louisiana. Be adding this to some fresh eggs. Came from Hungry Toad Farm. Chickens eat cheese. 2 weeks ago when we did the raclette tasting, the chickens ate the rinds. But the tricky part in stirring this pot of quiche is which cheese I'm going to use. And I've narrowed it down to 3. We use some of our raw cheddar, pepper jack Monterey. And then the third one that I'm gonna try, and I've never used this one, is Tintern. My recipe calls for chives. So chives and crawfish kind of go well together. The last thing that is coming up in the next couple days is Cheese University. Vermont Cheese Council is putting on 8 weeks. We'll be talking about social media in the cheese world, about how to do a financial plan, business plan. Going to school is actually fun. Ohio agriculture is on fire. The Ohio Cheese Guild is doing their part. Anything that we can do to elevate our game over to natural or artisan cheese this year, for us to see that type of conversion means something. So buy local. If you have a cheese emergency, post, direct message, we will come, we will help you pair. If you need specific cheese, we do a lot of cheese shopping for really creative, fun parties and fun events. Thanks for stirring the pot and nibbling cheese with St. Anne's.